I set them both to primary. Now I will not do that again. So I don't know if it hadn't connected yet, the Ethernet, which is the 4G modem. It's not clear to me if it was not yet connected to the internet, or if because it had automatically set the Wi-Fi to the primary and the Ethernet to the secondary. It's not absolutely clear to me why it cut out. Thank you, Jose. So the internet connection was the one that took the longest. The computer started like 20 seconds after like OBS and everything was up and running within 20 seconds. But the internet connection took a little moment to catch up again. Chrome. Me. Restore. Where did I put it? What happened? Full screen. Did the stream restart? Yeah, so the session restarted. That's actually pretty good. That's quite fortunate. Because that the session restarted means that we now should be able to go to the content, refresh. And yes, we have our 8 hours and 44.45 minutes. Publish, yes. Audio is muted in part of it. Oh, I forgot to turn on the VOD. Could have done that. The VOD separation of the audio. So it should be muted a little bit in the beginning, yeah. The 2 hour mark. What was I doing? Walking around listening to music? Probably. Not working. Why not? There we go. We can assume music was listened to. Am I screen sharing? Yes. Let's see if we can find this. We're searching for the moment where we cut the wire. Here I'm looking at Sven's stuff. I don't think I'd cut it at that point. Oh shit, I think I cut it with a small frame as well. This is what I'm trying to figure out, yeah, so we need to back up. Here it's intact. Pause. We will be able to see this. This will be fine. Surely. Okay, I can't clearly make out what's going on there. But if we play it at half speed, we're at 8 hours, 24 minutes and 28 seconds. Now I put it down. Oh wait, I went back, that's why. Okay, lifting it up. It's still connected. I'm holding it with the thing upwards. And it's the flat side. It's the flat side of the connector. It doesn't have the pins on it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the flat side. Because the pins show through on the other side. You can see like the glimpse of the gold. And now I see the whole way in. So yeah. Is that what I thought? Is that correct? It doesn't matter. So if you didn't know, I snipped this because I'm extending the length of this cable, and I snipped it without paying attention to which side was up and down. So I was like, oh, they would be easy to connect. I even talked about this. I'm like, okay, this is cable 1, this is cable 2, and this is cable 1, this is cable 2. And then I put it down and I moved this around like left, right, and I realized, well, what stops me from putting it in backwards? And nothing is the answer. But luckily I filmed it very well in the VOD. So now we know which is which. How do we mark that? Well, now we know. So still would like to put a little red there and a little red there. Just like sanity. In case I pass out or something and forget which order it was, or, you know, whatever can happen. So I stripped them like 6 millimeters or something, and this is going to be so difficult to strip and solder, but we'll do our best. I don't know what type of cable these are. They look like aluminum. I think they are aluminum. They're silvery, at least. They're a little too small to strip by hand, but I can do it with my nail, so it's easy enough. It's actually easier than using the plier. Not very easy to film this though. Stem done. Also, now that I've changed the battery for the gimbal stick, it's a little harder to film because I can't move the camera. This is a fantastic cable. It's very stiff, very nice to work with. No, not very nice to work with. It's not flimsy like some cables are. Considering it's so small, like 6 strands or something in it. Probably more. Maybe it is nicer with the plier. I mean, when I put heat to these, the protective sheathing will just fall away. It will disintegrate with the heat of the soldering iron. It would be very nice having something to put it on right here. So I can just have it over. Because since I'm connecting two wires, right? If I could prop it up. So it's just in the air like this. I could just touch the tips together. What can happen, right? This is safe. Propping it up on the computer, using a Bluetooth speaker to hold it down for the right angle. What can go wrong? This is perfect. I can just... Awesome. That's gonna help a lot. When soldering this. Dude, this job is gonna look so good when it's done. That was a joke. I have a smaller, but it takes so long to heat up. This is very fast. It's like 60 volts or something. It's so overkill for this. This one was pre-stripped at a little bit of excessive length. Now this is not a tool for the job, but it's a tool I have available right now. It's gonna work. It's gonna make it like a... Oh, I have forgotten to strip this one. And I mean, these are the big wires. The wires for the fan itself is half of the wire gauge. I don't know what this is. This is, does it say? No. AWM1, 80 degrees Celsius. Oh. Is it warm? Not yet. It's getting there. How are you doing, Osmond? So I figure we can solder to this first. Let's divide them up 2 by 2. Gives us some practice. I haven't soldered since yesterday, you know. So we might need some warm up, some practice. And then we're gonna, because these wires are too thin for the thinnest heat shrink I have. So we're gonna have to electric tape them. yeah, that's true, Jack. So I have these two as well. These are 30 watts, and yeah, these are 230 watts. But they are so shit. They heat up so slowly. This was inherited from my grandpa. So was this, by the way. That was his big one, and this was his small one. And this is the one I had since before. It's just sucks. I mean, also, I'm not a professional solderer, so I suck. But you have a Weller? Get out of here. Adjustable temperature? I mean, you say station, so get out of here. I would love a Weller. I don't think I need the adjustable, but I would love their pen. Love it. But you know, you work with what you got. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This will make it harder for you to see, but easier for me to see. Because for you it will be like slightly overexposed. Not end the world, I don't think. I think you can still see a resemblance of a thing. Fumes, I love it. Do the Apple wires take solder so well? I guess I can flow this side too whilst we're here. Pre-solder? Solder? What do you call it? When you put some down on the pre-solder the leads? Pre-tin? Yeah, good to have. Yeah, I mean, I get that you got it. Like for me, I think a pen would be plenty. Let's pull up some. And, oopsie, on my mouse pad. Get to it. Oopie. Here comes the slow part. Because it's so much easier, I feel, if I wrap each cable as I do it. And then solder the next one. Because then I can just keep it rolling. That makes sense to you guys? So I wrap the first one, put the second down on it. It's hard for you to see this. Oh, will that make it hard to see which goes where? Shit. That's no good. And I kind of have to do the other side at the same time. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And I have a second black roll. But I'm not going to give a shit. Do you have good solder? Do you have half? Do you have good? Do you have a recommendation? The solder I have purchased is so shit. This is the last stock I have of like grandpa's old. But the stuff I purchased was so shit, you won't believe. Alright, so that's the flat side up. Which means it goes that way. which means it goes this way, which means I plug in here. This is such a mess. It's like, oh, it's gonna be so easy. Nothing is ever easy. I actually really rather dislike soldering, by the way. Ah, shit. I fell and I burnt myself. So we're doing red tape on this side, because that makes sense, right? It's just how we're doing it. Who gives a shit? Makes it easy because I can use different rolls for the different side and just uninterruptedly keep going. Nailed that one. Right. Yeah, that's my issue as well, Jack. I'm like, there must be nice lead-free solder, right? Or is it all just shit? Is soldering doomed from now on? Let's do one on each side, so I don't mix the sides up. So let's do the red. I burnt my knuckle. If you do them one by one, it's going to be easy not to mix it up. Now do the red on the other side. I mean, the chance of this working is like at least 40%. No, I did it wrong. I messed it up. I should have done the red, I mean. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Luckily I caught it. It's like, it's not supposed to be black. That's not good. I bodged it. Let's not accept shit. Let's make it nice. Problem if you make it like stick out and be uneven is that it gets sharp and you risk puncturing your insulation. Oh, that's neat. But I did puncture quite a lot of insulation with the heat source, the soldering pen. I have to go a lap extra. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, this is not gonna... It's not gonna be visible from the outside. So it's like, only I will know what a mess. And you guys, I guess. But we can swear not to tell anybody. Oh, shit. black. Oh shit, have I messed up the wires as well? No way. No way, that's no fun. Shit. Shit, dick fick. Okay. We can solve this. We can solve this, Jonas. Hopefully I only did one wrong. So I took the order. This is so hard to show you guys, but I took the order wrong. Like, funnily enough, if I didn't caught the mistake I made before, I would have solved it in my other mistake. But since I fixed that, I gotta fix this. Alright. Let's desolder first, and then put it there instead. That was easy enough. Huh. That's funny. Down to the last one. Ooh, that's hot on my fingies. If I only had heat shrink, right? Honestly, it's so fiddly working with heat shrink on small wires like this. So I'm not sure I would have preferred it. And now since this is the last, I'll just finish up this side because I can't mess it up. I say that, but I'm not sure actually. I could probably find a way to do it. Actually, let's do black tape on this. Because I want to manage it a little for strain relief. Maybe it doesn't matter. Dude, that's so beautiful. I'll show you in detail when we put this other side on. Let me just finish this horrible abomination. Ow, that was warm. Burning myself again. I'm getting these huge spikes of lead. Just waiting to burst through the insulation. I love them. They're so fun. Ouch. So what I could have done is I could have measured them, and maybe I would have found out that like it's actually just positive and negative, and these 6 wires are made for the ability to be able to use smaller wires and spread it out over it, because that very well could be the case. They do that for, I mean, if you've been here a while, sorry, because I'm repeating myself, the power supply on this computer has a 20-pin connector, and I think it's like 7 positive and 7 negatives out of those, and the other 6 cables are like sensing. I don't know what. No one knows what the other 6 are, but they're not power. So they might be like allowing the computer to see the temperature of the power supply or something like that. That's just a guess. Let's see if we can scrape that. Good. Fun. I would like to get this out of here. Ooh. Scheiße. Cool. Oh shit. Wait, let me be right back. I would have brought you guys, but the battery of the wireless camera is out, so it's now stationary. To anyone else who's celebrating the weekend with a bit of liquid courage, cheers. Let's drink to the abomination that we have created together. Now. I mean, just look at it. Isn't it pretty? Taking something so delicate as this little wire and made it twice as fat. They're not even the same length. Didn't even give enough fucks to make them the same length. That's what I call quick and dirty. But it will now reach across. Shit! Dude, we're ready. We're ready for it. Do you think I can hot plug the fan into the computer, or will the computer be sad? So this is the computer we're streaming from right now. Let's make sure the HDMI cable is long enough. Oopie, pulled it out a little bit. So we need to order a 50 centimeter 10 gig USB-C cable. The one I have is 30 centimeter and it's not long enough to reach the capture card when in open position. So that's a bit of a downside. It must be able to reach in open position. Otherwise it's sucky. Like having to pull it out. It's gonna be quite fine because it's the capture card for like the gaming PC. But And what would you do? You would hot swap a battery, maybe, but right now I don't own batteries to hot swap with. And this lasts for 8 hours. 8 hours and 44 minutes before it dies. So you probably want to swap either 8.5 hours. But yeah, they're just buy more batteries and you can go for longer. But if you just plug the cable in, you'll charge this up. You'll charge it at 20 watts. So one would take 5 hours. It's 10 hours to charge it. But that's because the charger is only 50 watts and the system runs on 30, so I have 20 left over. If we had a stronger charger, we could definitely charge it faster. Like I've seen 5 amp chargers. I think this is 3, right? Yeah. I've seen 5 amps, but they're kind of rare. So I don't know. How are we going to charge this thing? So my hope was that I wouldn't need to charge it at all, that I could just run it all day. And we can't. It's only 8.5 hours. When we're in the house, I guess why would we have it wireless when we're in the house? Like, it's so easy to bring the charger. Like, if I'm doing an outdoor stream and I want to run the Bluetooth speaker only has 10 meter range from this. So I would take the camera that is wireless from this and bring this box outside. Maybe we can just strap the Bluetooth speaker onto it, right? That'd be kind of neat, honestly. So I get the speaker range. Or we have a wireless speaker that can do much longer. It's inconvenient, but the charger I could bring with me, so I could just pull out the charger, bring the charger, put this in the garage or in the yard or whatever, and just plug it in. So it's not the end of the world, but it's still 8.5 hours. I don't think I would be outside working for more than 8 hours anyway. Let's see if we can find an angle where you guys come a little closer yet. Is this light good enough? I mean, the white balance will adjust a little bit. Can I tip it down? I'd like to have you guys here. How do I make that happen? Balance it on the speaker. Oh, yeah. Dude, this is so janky. But I mean, if it works, right? Don't hate until you try it. I don't know what I'm saying even. It's been a long day, okay? I would like to not full screen this, thank you. And there we go. Side by side then. Oh. Let's actually go channel and pop out the chat. There we go. Because now that I've leaned it over, I can't. I guess I can chat. I guess I can still see it. What we have left to figure out is the fan spins more easily one way. So this way, the fan free spins after I let go. I don't know if you can see that. But the other way, it just stops. Never experienced that before. That's interesting. Someone can probably tell me why that is. So this is the... Oh, this is gonna be so hard to film. This is the power switch for the computer. I guess if that breaks, I'm royally screwed. Just realized that now. How do you turn it on without a power switch? You don't. And it says ultra thin ribbon cable. Shit. I really haven't thought of that. How many pins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 6-pin ribbon cable for this power button. Does it have any circuitry on it? No, it's just a blank PCB with a button. So, most likely, the pins are just about like shorting, and they run 6 pins because, again, they can run thinner wires rather than to run fewer larger. Hi, Pontus. So I need to put this in a position where I can reach it from the outside. Before I put in the HDMI extension, so it's easier for me to plug in and out the HDMI cable. Sorry. Here, there's the HDMI cable. I put in a 10 centimeter extension from the motherboard, logic board, sorry, to the outside. So it's easier to plug it in and out when this case is closed. But now I no longer have space to click the power button. I guess I could glue it to the extension itself. This is a IRL streaming backpack, to simplify things, but it's a more holistic way of seeing it, where it does dual PC duties. So if you have a gaming PC, you have a capture card on this device itself that you can plug your gaming PC in to. And if you're done gaming and you want to go to the grocery store, you just pull out the HDMI cable to the gaming PC and take this up and bring it with you, and you have 8 hours of battery life. It also sort of works like a UPS, so the stream won't die, and because it has 2 modems, the other one is out right now for the ability to see, but it goes up in here like this. So there's 2 4G modems for bonding internet, so you can get like the best possible cell reception, as you can have multiple different carriers and put them into one signal that is superior, stronger, faster. And in some areas, maybe one provider has connection, and in the other areas the other. So yeah, you can run multiple data plans in it. And this is the wireless HDMI kit. That it's not very wireless right now because I'm charging. We streamed for 8.5 hours. We're probably over 9 hours now, but it lasted 8 hours and 45 minutes. I love how close the wireless camera and the whole computer and the receiver and the modems were. It was a difference of 5 minutes or so. So they're very, very matched when it comes to power consumption. Like pretty much the GoPro uses as much power as this entire computer, which is insane. And you might think, oh well, it's just some shitty Raspberry Pi or something. No, it's a Mac Mini with an M1 CPU, so you could edit 4K footage in DaVinci Resolve with it if you want. Like, you can use this as your only computer. It's absolutely insane. Sure, then it wouldn't use 8 watts or whatever it's using right now. When streaming, I think it uses 7-8 watts or so. But when you're like editing videos, you might be running 30 watts total system power. Still absolutely insane. My gaming PC does 30 watts idle. Actually, it does more. 150 watts idle. Like, the difference is just insane. Like, watching a YouTube video on the gaming rig is like 150 watts. And on this, it's 5. But yeah, that's what you get when you put like, basically a mobile CPU in a PC. Yeah, it's absolutely sick. So, like, if this is the computer I'm streaming with, right? This is what we've been looking at. So it's like, I don't know how to show you, but I guess about this Mac. Yeah, it's like a full-blown Mac. You can ask Siri things. Hey Siri, tell me a bad joke. Oh, is the speaker turned on? Oh no, I didn't. I removed the output because. Oh right. So, good opportunity to show nerds this. This is like a routing software for Mac where you could make devices go to places and to outputs, which is really cool because you can output to multiple devices at the same time. So this is like Spotify, whatever. You can see the lines going into the channel 1 and 2, and then channel 1 and 2 is output to whatever devices you want to listen to. So it could be the TV if that's plugged in, or the AirPods. And you can run multiple devices at the same time. And this is the Bluetooth speaker. So now when we use Siri, hey Siri, can you tell me a joke?
Why was the cat tying knots for her kittens?
Why was the cat?
To make a cat's cradle.
Oh, that was weird. She started and then she gave up. But we can use the internal speakers. So we can monitor this on the speaker that is on the Mac as well. Tell me a joke, please.
Why did the frog make fun of the toad?
Why did the frog?
To ribbit.
That is so weird. Oh, right, because I don't have it as an output. I do. Is it turned off? No, yes, it's turned off. Can you tell me a joke?
Why do pirates take so long to learn
Why
the
do
alphabet?
pirates take so long to learn the
Because they
alphabet?
spend years at sea.
Because they spend years at sea.
That was double speakers. Why did it work all of a sudden? I don't know. Why does pirates take so long to learn the alphabet? Because they spend years at sea. That was quite lame. Anyhow, anyway, I guess I can keep Siri there, it doesn't matter. What was I showing with this? Oh yes, that it was a computer. Never mind. Yes, never mind. Never mind indeed. Any smart home stuff? No, I don't. Nothing. Well, no, nothing. In the future, we will have our lights will be smart in the sense that they're connected together, but that's different. We're basically setting our home up as a TV studio where everything is controlled via an app. But that's camera gear, so it's not really smart stuff. But I bet you could control it with smart devices if you want to. Right. What were we doing? I'm stalling because I don't want to try to figure this out. Like, it was fine when it was only the fan, right? When it was only like, oh, how do we mount it? Because it's going in here like that. I mean, we could just leave it, right? And then just plug it in. I mean, it will sit there. It's sort of held in by the network cable. And then we just run the fan over here and plug it in. Surely nothing bad will happen, right? You just leave it sitting there. That'll be fine. But my problem is that the power switch is right here. So I need to find a new home for the power switch as well. It's right there. I could maybe glue it to the fan. Because the fan is in a good spot. Like if I glue it there. But how do I attach the fan? There we have the second option. Second issue, I mean. Second issue. Could I fit the fan the other way around? Probably not. No, let's keep it that way. I was thinking that you can get better airflow through it. Since it will be sort of close to these ports. Remember, chat, we're actually streaming from the Mac Mini in this case. Right now. So everything is live in the case. So we might. I don't want to short anything is what I'm trying to say. The reason we extended this was that I thought that is the best position. But now we have the issue of the power cable. And I guess I could put it there. But could I maybe fit it on this side now that we have made it smaller? We removed 2.5 centimeters of the shroud for this fan. This fan is the stock fan for the Mac Mini. And now that we've removed 2.5 centimeters, we might be able to put it on this side instead. There's no direct benefit. Can you hear that? Right, so if I just rest it there, it actually is so short now that it would touch the cooling fins. Option number 2, oh, this I just thought of, is I could put it in the middle, like this. Just bang smack in the middle. Blow down towards the heatsink. And no, I can't, because I was like, oh, I can separate the batteries to get this to go in between the batteries. But I can't, because there's not enough space with the USB-C cable there. And this, unfortunately, this is USB-C for this wireless, it's basically a wireless capture card. But it does not work over USB-C. It needs to be a C to A, because it doesn't handle the USB-C protocol. Sucks, I know. That's how it is. Just doesn't do it. So I still think moving the power cable into new position would be the best idea. It's going to be such a pain getting it out. Let me get my toolkit. Yeah, absolutely, Osmond. And that, believe me, that's been in my thought. But it is a really good idea. I don't have a 40mm radial fan. And secondly, this doesn't have any fan ports of the traditional signs. I mean, it has a fan controller, and I would assume it's like a normal pulse width modulation fan controller, but I don't know how I would measure the pin out. So I could probably reuse the fan connector, right? So it's just a tiny 6-pin fan connector. So I could reuse this part, put it on a 40mm axial fan. But I would have to measure the pin outs. And these are 6 pins. So I'm like, are 2 for positive, 2 for negative, 1 for RPM sensing, and 1 for pulse width modulation? Because I think a PWM fan has 4 pins, am I right? And a dumb CPU fan has 3. And on a dumb CPU fan, you regulate the speed by how much volts you send to it, if I'm correct. I don't know. And this could be a dumb. It could be 3 positive, 3 negative. It doesn't even have to sense. And then it's Apple, right? So they might have just measured these fans so incredibly well that they can know what RPM the fan has just by how many volts they send it, and that's how they measure it. But I would assume a few of these are for sensing the speed and for pulse width modulation. Like, this is just what I assume, but I don't know. It's Apple. They do things weird sometimes. So I would like to use that fan. Another option would be to just run the fan on directly off the batteries, or maybe with an external fan controller. But then I wouldn't get the same speed control based on the temperature of the computer. I've been thinking like, oh, I can put a 40 mil fan, run it off the batteries, and have a temperature probe and do fan sensing. But all of that is just more complicated, I feel, than to figure this out. But the thoughts have been there. And the reason I'm repeating myself is not to say, oh, I know everything. The reason I'm repeating myself here is that maybe someone comes up with like a really clever idea. So I'm just putting things out there, giving you guys thoughts, and maybe together we'll figure it out. So this is the power button, or the ribbon cable for the power button. And I need to figure out where to put it. Oh shit, could it be on the modem? So it's like almost external? Oh shit, that would be so sick. Like, I can just undo this modem and feed the cable through and then glue it onto this side here. That would make it very easy to turn it on and off. Very easy. Is it long enough? Can we... Let's see. This is so fragile. This whole $900 Mac would be a brick if I break this cable. Because I can't start the PC without it. Would it be long enough? That's the question. And this is even smaller than the one I soldered for the fan. So I don't want to even begin to imagine how difficult it would be to solder it. The power cable doesn't have to be external. I just have to be able to press it, honestly. So what if I put it on the inside? And I just do a reach around every time I want to turn it on. That would make so you don't accidentally hit it. That would work. But I don't have a zip tie small enough for it. I guess I could zip tie around the PCB that is connected to it. Oh, it's so small. Like, we're talking small. Where did the zip ties? All right, that's where they went. Fell. Let's keep them on the ground. These are my smallest ties. And I don't know if I can show you the whole. It would be good if it went in. Please do. Please work. Oh man. It does. I can't show you anything though. My hand is too fat. Oh shit. Actually goes in. It's very tight though. Oh man. That's awesome. It went in. That means I can zip tie it to the zip tie of this modem. Oh, that wouldn't make it go flat though. So it would be like a... Could you reach in and click? Oh, it'd be very hard. So I'd want it to... I guess when it comes... Like when it becomes zipped. Now I probably don't want the end of the zip tie to be there. I want to backfeed a little bit more. So it comes around like that and closes towards the thing more. Like that. That would be reachable. And it can be quite far incanted. Oh man, it's going to be such a pain turning the computer on and off. Like now I'm on the wrong angle, of course, but it will be like in there and up to click. Oh man. So the other option would be to put it on this thing. And let's put it down in its presumed position. Like so. This eyelet I can zip tie around. I wouldn't be terribly difficult to reach. I don't think it's long enough to reach to the other eye, or the little bolt hole. What do you call them? The whole button is underneath the Bluetooth, the cable for the Bluetooth mode antenna. So I'm gonna try to get it under. This has a channel going across that it just sits in. Oh shit, I'm zip tied over it, the antenna. So I can't really get more length. So it would have to come in through here. And now that I put a zip tie on it, it's going to be even harder. You know what? Just going to cut off the zip tie for the Bluetooth antenna. And put in a new one. Like the cable is too fragile to play around, and zip tie is free in the scale of things. There we go. Because if I break this cable, I'm not sure Apple will sell me a replacement. That would absolutely suck, because without it, I can't turn on the PC. Now the cable is a freer cable. More room for movement. Let's put in the blower. Right. And let's see how far the power button reaches. So it really doesn't matter which way is up or which way is down, as long as it has a flat surface to push on, because the whole PCB, this tiny little thing, you can just push the whole PCB and it would push the button. So that's not super critical which way you put it. And if you could reach here, that'd be awesome. But it doesn't seem like it could. Now that I know this works, I'm gonna remove it so I don't have this zip tie just being in my way. But it didn't seem to be long enough. But it's long enough to sit on it at least. Dude, I'm so sad I don't have a hot glue gun. Oh, because then I could just put a dollop of hot glue there and just push it in. Do you guys want to go closer still? I think we could. Oh, so yes, like I was saying, the camera is not very portable right now as the normal battery is out of charge. But yeah, we got you guys even closer. For this purpose, we can remove the network key. Alright, we're streaming. Forgot that. We should be fine with just Wi-Fi. Did it die? No, we're fine. Power of redundant internet.